Dear children, welcome back. This is Standard 9 Science and Technology Part 1. This is the Module 4 of the chapter Acids, Bases and Salts. Before beginning our module, let us recollect our previous one. Neutralization reaction is reaction with acid and base that gives salt and water. When acid reacts with metal, they form salt and hydrogen gas is evolved. When metal oxide reacts with a dilute acid, it again forms salt and water. Metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water are known as amphoteric oxides. Take for example zinc oxide and aluminum oxide. Reaction of bases with oxides of non-metals, they form salt and water, and reaction of acids with carbonates and bicarbonates of metals form salt of metal with evolution of carbon dioxide gas and water. A neutral salt is formed by neutralization of a strong acid by a strong base as well as weak acid and a weak base. The aqueous solution of a neutral salt has pH value of 7. An acidic salt is formed by neutralization between strong acid and weak base. The pH will be less than 7. A basic salt is formed by neutralization between weak acid and a strong base, and the pH will be greater than 7. Today we will be learning about water of crystallization, ionic compounds and electrical conductivity, dissociation of ions and electrical conductivity, what is electrolysis, and about electrolysis of water. First, we will learn about water of crystallization. Let us see an activity. Take some crystals of blue vitriol, that is copper sulfate salt, in 2 test tubes. Add some water in one test tube and shake it. What did you see? You will see a blue colored solution. What is the color of the solution form? It is blue. Heat the other test tube on low flame. Here we have not added water. We are just heating up the test tube containing copper sulfate salt. What you will observe on heating this? What change did occur in the color of the blue vitriol? As you can see, on applying heat, you will see the salt changing color. What do you see in the upper part of the test tube, children? Yes, this is droplets of water. When the second tube cools down, add some water in it. So after cooling down, add some water in it. What you will see? What is the color of resulting solution? Yes, it is blue. What inference can be drawn from this observation? What do you conclude? On heating, the crystalline structure of blue vitriol breaks down and a colorless powder is formed and water came out. This water was a part of the crystal structure of blue vitriol. This is called as water of crystallization. On adding water to the white powder, a solution was formed which has the same color as the solution in the first tube, that is blue color. From this, we come to know that no chemical change has occurred in the crystals of blue vitriol due to heating, isn't it? We got the color back. So, the actions like losing of water on heating, breaking down of the crystal structure, losing the blue color and regaining the blue color, all are physical changes. Shall we try this? Take an evaporating dish, a Bunsen burner, a tripod stand, a wire gas, etc. You take chemical alum. Take a small stone of alum in the evaporating dish and keep the dish on the tripod stand and heat it with the help of the burner. What will you observe in the dish, children? In the dish, you will see a powdered form of salt in the evaporating dish. You know what is meant by puffed alum? Alum loses its water of crystallization. It frets and swells. So this is called as puffed alum. Children, alum is a transparent salt-like substance that has many medicinal usages. It is also used for purifying water. The formula is K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice and 24H2O. This 24H2O is the water of crystallization. If you observe, ionic compounds generally are crystalline in nature. It is its physical property. These crystals are formed as a result of definite arrangement of atoms. The crystals of some compounds, water molecules are also included in the arrangement. We can say that these water molecules support the crystal structure. So this is called water of crystallization. The water of crystallization is present in a definite proportion of a chemical formula of that compound. Crystalline substances contain water of crystallization. The molecules of water of crystallization, as you are observing in the picture, are part of the integral arrangement of the crystal. On heating or just by keeping, the water of crystallization is lost and the crystalline shape of that part can be lost. Apart from copper sulfate and alum, other salts with water of crystallization are ferrous sulfate, which is having 7 molecules of water, and crystalline washing soda. Now we are going to learn about ionic compounds and how do they conduct electricity. Let us perform an activity. Prepare a solution of 1 gram sodium chloride in about 50 ml of water. Take 2 electrical wires. Connect one wire to the positive terminal of a 6-volt battery as shown in the picture. Connect other wire to the negative terminal. So include one switch and one electric bulb along with this. So remove the insulating cladding from the for about 3 cm of the other free ends. Take the salt solution in a 100 ml capacity beaker and immerse the uncovered ends of the 2 wires in it, keeping the wire erect with the help of a support. Make sure that they stand erect. Switch on the current. Note whether the bulb is glowing or not. Repeat the same procedure using other solutions like copper sulfate, glucose, urea, dilute sulfuric acid, sodium hydroxide, each in 50 ml of water. Record your observations, children. Also note that you have to clean the beaker and uncovered part of the wire with water every time you change the solution. Keep that in mind. Children, we know that the bulb can glow only when current passes through it. Yes or not? And this can happen only when electric circuit is complete. In the above activity, the circuit is found to be complete when the solutions of sodium chloride, copper sulfate, sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide are used, not with the other compounds. It means that these solutions are conductors of electricity. Children, we have the basic understanding of electrical conductivity. Electrons conduct electricity through electrical wire and ions conduct electricity through a liquid or a solution. Electrons leave the battery at the negative terminal, complete the electric circuit and enter the battery at the positive terminal. When there is a liquid or a solution in the circuit, 2 rods, wires or plates are immersed in it. These are called as electrodes. If you see, these electrodes are usually made of a conducting solid substance The electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery by means of a wire is termed as a cathode, and the electrode connected to the positive terminal of a battery is called as anode. Now we will learn about dissociation of ions and electrical conductivity. The aqueous solutions of the compounds of sodium chloride, copper sulfate, sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide are electricity conductors, we have learned. Sodium chloride and copper sulfate are salts. Sulfuric acid is a strong acid and sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Salt, strong acid and strong bases dissociate almost completely in their aqueous solutions. This we know. The aqueous solutions of all these three contain large number of cations, that is positively charged ions, and anions, that is negatively charged ions. A liquid state, it enables mobility of its particles. Due to this mobility, children, the positively charged cations, the orange dot that you are seeing, are attracted towards the negative electrode or the cathode, and they start moving towards the cathode. Whereas the negatively charged anions marked green color here move in the direction of the anode. So the movement of the ion in the solution towards the respective electrodes, the amounts to the conduction of electricity to the solution. Hence, the liquids or solution which contain a large number of dissociated ions, that is positive and negative ions, can conduct electricity. Now, we are going to learn about electrolysis. Take a solution of 1 gram copper sulfate in 50 ml of water in a 100 ml capacity beaker. Use a thick plate of copper as an anode and a carbon rod as a cathode. Pass an electric current through the circuit for some time. So when electric current starts flowing through the circuit, the cations, that is Cu2 plus ions, get attracted towards the cathode. Children, in this picture, it is given brass cathode, but you can imagine, as given the textbook, it is a carbon cathode. The reaction is going to be same, there won't be any change. Copper atoms are formed when electrons coming out from the cathode combine with the Cu2 plus ions. A deposit of copper appear on the cathode due to this. Even though the Cu2 plus ions in the solution were used up in this manner, the color, if you see, it will remains the same, that is the blue color. Because while electric current was on, electrons were removed from the copper atoms of the anode. So our anode is made up of copper, and this will be sent to the battery through the electrical wire. The Cu2 plus ions formed in this manner, so like this, they enter the solution. So in this way, decomposition of the solution took place due to the passing of electric current. This process is called electrolysis. There are two parts in electrolysis process. One is cathode reaction and the other is anode reaction. For this electrolysis process, the cathode reaction is Cu2 plus 2E minus gives Cu, and copper in the anode will be given out as Cu2 plus 2E minus. Always remember, it is necessary for the liquid or solution to have a large number of dissociated ions for electrolysis to take place, because only the presence of ion make the electricity to pass through it. The substances which undergo dissociation to great extent in the liquid state or a solution, they are called as strong electrolytes. Examples are salts, strong acids and strong bases. Their solutions will have high electrical conductivity. In other words, strong electrolytes are good conductors of electricity in their liquid or solution state. Weak acids and weak bases are weak electrolytes. An assembly, that is the assembly that contains a container of electrode, electrolyte and the electrode dipped in it are called as electrolytic cell. This is a setup of electrolytic cell. Now we will be learning about electrolysis of water. If pure water is used in an electrolytic cell, current does not flow even when you switch on. From this, we learn that pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. The reason is, children, the concentration of H plus and OH minus ions, that is free ions, dissociation of ions, is very, very low. That is only about 1 into 10 power minus 7 moles per liter for each ion. So, it is not sufficient to conduct electricity. The electrical conductivity, it can be increased by mixing a small amount of salt or a strong acid or a strong base in it. So, dissociation will happen and electrolysis is possible. So, shall we perform the activity of electrolysis of water, children? Dissolve 2 gram of salt in about 500 ml of pure water. Take about 250 ml of the solution in a 500 ml capacity beaker. Connect to electrical wires to the positive and negative terminals of a power supply. Remove the insulating cladding, as you can witness here. Remove the insulating cladding from about 2 cm portion on the other end of the wires. These will act as electrodes. Fill 2 test tubes up to the brim with the prepared dilute salt solution. Invert them, as you can see, invert them on the electrodes without allowing any air to enter. Start the current under 6 volt potential difference from the power supply. Observe what happens in the test tube after some time. Children, did you see gas bubbles formed near the electrodes in the test tube? Yes. Are these gases heavier or lighter than water? Of course, they are lighter than water. Are the volumes of the gases collected over the solution are same or different? What do you see? The volume of the gas formed near the cathode is double the size of the gas formed in the anode. Hydrogen gas is formed near the cathode and oxygen gas will be formed near the anode. It is clear that due to electrolysis, the constituent elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen, that is present in water have been released. If you test the solution in the 2 test tubes with litmus paper, what will you see? As you can see the cathode reaction, in the cathode there will be presence of OH minus, that is it will be basic, and anode, due to the presence of H plus, this will be acidic. We have learned a very interesting module, children. We'll summarize the module. In the crystals of some compounds, water molecules are also included in the arrangement. This is water of crystallization. The water of crystallization is present in a definite proportion of a chemical formula of that compound. Ionic compounds dissociate into ions in aqueous solution. Electrons conduct electricity through electrical wires and ions can conduct electricity through a liquid or a solution. And passing electric current, electrons leave the battery at a negative terminal, complete the electric circuit and enter the battery at the positive terminal. Electrodes are usually made of a conducting solid. The electrode connected to the negative terminal of the battery by means of conducting wire is a cathode, where the electrode connected to the positive terminal of a battery is called as an anode. Salt, strong acid, strong bases dissociate almost completely in their aqueous solutions. Hence, they are good conductors of electricity. Decomposition of the solute in the solution took place due to the electric current. This is called electrolysis. There are two parts in the electrolysis process. These are cathode reaction and anode reaction. An assembly that consists of a container electrolyte and the electrolytes dipped in it is called as an electrolytic cell. The electrical conductivity of water increases on mixing a small amount of salt or a strong acid or a base in it. Due to their dissociation and electrolysis of water takes place. During electrolysis of water, hydrogen gas is formed near cathode and oxygen gas near anode. Thank you so much for listening, children.